Hi, welcome back to the CAD Corner. Today we'll be exploring how to construct an isosceles triangle given the perimeter and the altitude. Alright guys, let's dive straight into it. So today we'll be using our units in millimeters. So let us do a check to see that our units is in millimeters. I'm going to reduce the precision to maybe about 0.0. Hit OK. I'm going to check my layer properties panel to ensure that my layers are configured right. And I have here a centerline layer, construction, depth point, which is created by AutoCAD, hidden, outline, and text layer. So I'm going to also just run through my line weights, ensure that my line types are right, and I'm going to close. Then I'm going to go to my layers, select my construction layer, as I'll be mainly constructing or laying out the drawing first. So let me turn on my ortho, and I'm going to draw a line that is equal to half of the perimeter, right, horizontally. So half of the perimeter in this case is 150 millimeters. So this line is going to measure 75 millimeters. So hit enter. There we go. So we have a line. So let me move this line. I'm going to move this line here, but I have to turn off my ortho so I can move it freeform. Right? I think that's a little bit too close. So let me move it right down here. Sorry, that's good now. So now we have that line there. Then we want to go to our text tool and use a single line text, and we're going to insert letters marking the points or the endpoints of both lines. So this will be point A, this will be point B. So let's do it right now. So right here is the first point, and I'm using a text height of 4 millimeters and an angle of rotation of 0 degrees. Hit enter, and then the text I want to enter is capital letter A. Enter, and as you can see, this A is on the construction layer. I want it on the text layer, so I'm just gonna go ahead, move it below the line, and then we can zoom in a little bit more. Right. We're gonna copy this letter, Control C, Control V to paste it at the endpoint. Then we're gonna change the text. Now this is a little bit further away, so let's move it a bit closer. Then we're gonna re-enable our object snaps, and we're going to draw an arc at point B. So we're going to use the arc tool, then we're gonna at point B swing an arc from below the line up and over. Right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold Control and click at a point about here is fine. Let's try again. Select center, the point here. We're gonna press Control, click, drag over. Alright, so that's our arc. Then what we want to do is we want to draw a circle which is similar in radius as the arc, and I'm going to put that circle on the hidden layer to differentiate it. Then I'm going to select the circle, I'm going to select the center of the circle and move it to where the arc intersects with the line, and at that point I'm going to insert a point or a mark on the arc. Then I'm going to select the circle, move it to the point. Remember, in order for you to move the circle to the point, the node has to be on within the snap menu. So node is on, and then we're going to mark the second point here. So PO, enter, click. Then you can go ahead and delete the circle. Then what you want to do is you want to draw a line. You want to draw a line, a hidden line on the other side of our line AB, right? So we're going to extend that line through the arc. And if you look between this point of intersection and the first point to the other point, back to the other point, this is relatively or roughly dividing our arc into 3 equal parts, right? From between here and here. So from here, what we want to do is we want to draw 2 arcs above. So what we're going to do is go back to our arc tool, select center. Then we're going to go to the node, and then we're going to specify from a point here, but we want to remember the measurements. So let us use 15 millimeters, right? And swing up. And let's say, for example, we went ahead and we swung the other arc from the other side, and we selected the node here, and then we're going to start here. We press Control and we drag up, but then we never remembered to ensure that the radius was 15 millimeters. All you have to do is double click, and then you can go ahead and you can change it here to 15 millimeters. See, and it shifts it to 15. Press enter to come out, escape to close. Then you can change these layers and put them on the construction line layer and change our layer to. So we're gonna draw a line now from B upwards through the intersection of the 2 arcs. So I'm just gonna use my polar tracking to keep me on a straight path. Turn on my line, select the endpoint. All right, I'm gonna go through the point and go straight up, and I'm going to type in 55 millimeters for the measurement. Let's escape to come out. Then I'm going to go back to my construction layer, select the line tool, and I'm going to connect A to the end point of the line, which would help if we give it a name. So let's give it a name. Let's call this Control C, Control V. Let's call it point C. So double click, C, enter, escape. So that right there is basically a halfway, or the halfway mark. All we have to do now is we have to bisect the line AC so that AC strikes AB at a point, and that at that point it has to be a perpendicular bisector so that it cuts it at an angle that will give the shorter or the length of the longer side for the isosceles triangle. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to use the arc tool. Again, select center, then select the end point. Then we're going to swing an arc that is roughly 60 millimeters in length or in radius. 60. And we're going to select, we want our arc to start below the line here. So let's 60, enter, and drag up. Then we're going to hit enter, select center again, go to the end point of the line, drag out and type 60, enter. Alright, and never mind this, all you have to do is hover over the point and lengthen the arc so that they intersect. Alright, and once you lengthen the arc and they intersect, all you have to do from here is go to the line tool and connect the intersection of the 2 arcs at both ends, and that there is constructing a perpendicular bisector, right, on the line AC. And where this point cuts the line AB, that is our, add a point there just to mark it clearly, make it clear. So that point right here is length of the long side of our isosceles triangle. So let us now transfer this side over the other side of the altitude. So let's use this as a line of symmetry. So we can do several things. We can actually use, let us use the mirror command, mirror, and then we're going to select the object that we want to mirror, which is this point. Then hit enter. Then it's gonna ask you for the first point on the mirror line. So the first point is here, the second point is here, right? Then it says, do you want to erase the object that you're mirroring? And you select no, and then that's it. You have moved the point to the other side. So all you have to do now is draw your lines to connect C, this point and this point, but let's give it a name so that we don't call it this point, so we know the specific names of the points. So we're gonna collect the reason why that is happening is because our object snap is on. So let's move that, turn off the object snap. So let us connect our points C, D, C, D, E. So it's A, B, C, D, E. So we're gonna connect with our outline. We're gonna connect C, turn on our object snap, C to D, and D to E. Ensure that we go all the way over to E, and then E back to C. And that is our isosceles triangle constructed given the perimeter 150 millimeters and the altitude 55 millimeters. All right. So thanks for joining us. That was the lesson on how to construct an isosceles triangle given the perimeter and the altitude. Are you experiencing any difficulties with the lesson? Did it help you? If it helped you, leave a comment below. Hit the like button. You know what to do. Subscribe for more as we explore engineering and technology.